And welcome back, guys, to GoldenCave Plays Hearthstone Arena. We are currently in a Druid run, entering our first game. If you want to check out the deck, go to the previous video. This is going to be an entertaining run, guys. I'm really proud of it. I have one legendary, Cenarius. In general, it's a pretty mana-heavy deck. This is after the fact. I played this run about a week ago, and it went fairly well. But it's I want to see the decisions I make and see if you guys can see also other ones that I make that are debatable. And yeah, so first game here, we are up against the Mage. So we're gonna mulligan all three of these cards because they will not help us in the early game, which is key in Arena, absolutely key. If you're, of course, being a mana-heavy deck, I draw no 2s or 3s. Again, I promise you there are some lower cards in this deck, but looks like we got our mid game and late game covered. But to get there, so fortunately she doesn't have a 1 or something. Oh, or she chooses not to use her coin there, which is good because looks like my earliest play is Twilight Drake right now. So if she had a 2 out there already, I'd be taking damage. So she chooses not to coin. She uses pure hero power. Very fortunate for me, guys. I could already be taking damage. Unfortunate for me because I'm already... I've drawn so many pretty high-end cards already. So it's a good thing, though, I have Twilight Drake in this situation because Twilight Drake actually benefits you for not playing any cards early on. It's nice to have for sure. Alright, so he throws down the Mogician Warden. I don't think I pronounced that correctly, but it's 1/7 with taunt. Don't worry, I got a 4/7 without taunt. She must not have a good deck or have no cards in her hand right now, because 1/7 to save with the coin, like she must have some kind of 2s or something. There must be some kind of threat in her hand. You'd think going through a draft, like, I don't know how many cards she has in her hand right now, maybe 8. You'd think your opponent would have some 2 or something.
You love my new recipe.
And there it is. That was the ticket. So she did have a threat. Or she did have a 2, and there's a crazed alchemist there. So look at that. So they swapped the health of the Mogician Warden with hit points there with the health and attack. So I have a couple choices here. Either use my shapeshift and attack that thing directly and take 7 damage. Really don't want to do that. That was actually kind of a big play. Although I almost wonder if she should have just taken out my Twilight Drake with the Mogician Warden. But you know, she made her decision, and now it's time for me to make mine. I was gonna use maybe the Druid of the Claw and charge that, but I felt like that was not a good use of that card. I mean, here I'll lose the Rifleman because he can just trade it, and that's not a good trade for me. But you know what? I still avoided taking 7 damage, and I took out the Mogician Warden. And here I did clear the board with 1 5-mana card, so that definitely helped. So now it's time to make some choices. I think in this case,
where shall I strike?
It's for me. It's always tricky to know when to kill. When to trade minions and when not to. I decided since it's only turn 6 for him, he doesn't have Flame Strike yet. He might have Blizzard. If he uses Blizzard, so be it. My minions will still be out there for next turn. Instead, he throws down Acolyte of Pain and uses his hero power to draw 1 card. Not necessarily a bad play, but really, I think if he had any kind of threat, he should have used it, because now I have a pretty big I have commanding control of the board, right? I have 1 4/6 minion, a 1/4/4, and 1/1, which I can buff to 3/3 with the Mark of the Wild. So he's basically giving me fairly good opportunity to come out ahead here by like playing some weak minions. I mean, and I don't know what his hand was like there. Maybe that was the best play for him in that situation. So now, guys, important. Potentially he has Flame Strike next turn. So I want to try to trade minions as much as possible. Because I don't want him to just do a Flame Strike, kill all my dudes, kill all my minions, and then all of a sudden he has 3 guys on the minions, I have 0, right? I guess you could argue that wouldn't necessarily happen because I have 4/6 who wouldn't die, but he could easily die because he'd take 5 damage. So in this case, I figured not killing the crab was fine. Although if he had a Flame Strike, this would still be pretty devastating right now. So, I mean, I think I wanted to do the damage right there. But yeah, if he had Flame Strike right now, that could be very devastating.
What to do?
I'd still end up with my bear out there, Druid of the Claw. He'd still live. So maybe that's why.
Your magic shall not
Okay,
save.
he throws on Spellbreaker. Takes away my Mark of the Wild. It's alright, that's alright. It's good to get rid of some of those silences. Or make your opponent use them. Chooses not to attack. So here's where the Spellbreaker is kind of annoying, right? Not annoying. Annoying if you have him on your field. Like, I just used a 2-mana card to take out a 4-mana card. Like, that's what you usually don't want to happen. So here, I guess I just choose... take that thing out. And I felt like it wasn't worth it to kill the crab for some reason. This is always dealing damage. I think I wanted to put him in range, actually, that I could kill him next turn. That's why I attacked there. Because I have a Nightblade in my hand, which can do 3 damage when I play him. Plus, I can do the Shapeshift as always.
Someday I'll be just like you.
So he plays a Secret. I remember that. That was annoying. His magic missiles kills my Arcane Drake, but he did a good job. Not Arcane Drake, Twilight Drake. And I think at this point, I don't know what his secret is. Oh, do I just run my wolf into that? Sorry, my Stranglehorn Tiger. Yeah, it's vaporized, right? Yeah. So, might say, not one of my brightest moments. It's weird though, right? So if I traded with, this is the power of Mage. If I just trade and take out his Sorcerer's Apprentice with my Mark of the Wild, not my Mark of the Wild, my Druid of the Claw, he can use his hero power and kill it for 2 mana next turn. Right? That's just not nice. So there, I just want to freeze the Sorcerer's Apprentice, so he can't do any trading like that, and put out some minions so I can kill him next turn. If he doesn't find the solution to it. So far he hasn't played any Flame Strikes, which has been huge, because Flame Strike could have been, it could be critical right now if he had it. In fact, it could kill everything on the board. He could kill everything on the board if he had Flame Strike right now, because he could also hero power my Elemental and kill it. once it's taken 4 damage. So he throws down the Spellbreaker. He does in fact trade it. The Spellbreaker, so he silences the frozen element. So guys, sorry. His Sorcerer's Apprentice was frozen. You can silence that and get rid of it, and so then he could trade with my my bear. Why do I want to call it a bear? Hey, it says Misha. My Druid of the Claw. I guess I'd play Warcraft 3. That's why I want to call it a bear. And here, Knife Blade to finish off the job. I could also use Druid of the Claw and used Cat Form. So that's the game, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see what happens in game number 2.